Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, November the 13th. We are looking at the NFL Prizepicks plays for tonight's game. We got the Broncos heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Broncos coming off back-to-back wins. Still alive this season, sitting at 3-5. Buffalo, we know, been struggling this year compared to years past. See if they can get a win in this one against the Broncos. Let's go ahead and get into it. As always, if you enjoyed the videos, please share the like button, subscribe if you have not already. Yesterday's prize picks I posted for NFL went 3-0-1. Posted a couple hours before kickoff and just stacked up that Cincinnati game, which hit. Schultz got it done on the last drive of the game. So see if we can keep it going. As always, enjoy the videos. Please share the like button, subscribe if you have not already. Like I said, this one I'm going with 6 picks because I feel like you can definitely target both sides. But like I said, if you want to go 2, 3, 4, or 5 pick, play them in order that I have them posted here. So we're going to start off with over receiving yards. And my favorite is going to be Dalton Kincaid, 53.5 receiving yards. So we know that the other tight end, Dawson Knox, is still out. And it's really benefited Dalton Kincaid. Since Knox has been out, he's played 90% of snaps last week, which is a lot for him. Typically, he was in splitting work with Knox, and that's not leading to a ton of receptions and yards early on in the season, but back-to-back games over 65 yards. Got it done with 81 against Cincinnati, and the Broncos are one of the worst defenses, especially against the pass. This year, I'm taking him over 53.5 at home. Second prop going with Stephon Diggs. Definitely think he's due for a 100-plus yard game. Think it will happen today. It's a really good spot against this Broncos defense. They're top 6 in passing yards given up this season. And, Diggs, this price at this number at 86.5 at home. I'm not going to think too much about it. Just going to plug him in. So those are 2 props. Going over to my third one. This one we are going over to a rushing and receiving prop. And this one's on the Broncos side. Looking at Javonte Williams. Rushing yards 55.5, receiving 16.5. I'm taking both at 76.5 because he's almost had 102 straight games. They're definitely relying on him more. He got his most snaps of the season last week. So that's super encouraging, especially as they kind of moving on into almost the last third of the season. They're going to need Williams if they're still going to be alive. If they get this win, they're going to have to rely on Williams a bit. So I'm taking him. He's a guy that can catch passes out of the backfield. They got a couple of other guys back there like McLaughlin and Perine that can catch too. But I think Williams is a guy that 13, 14 yards last couple of weeks. Wouldn't be surprised if he has more this week just because of the matchup if they get behind. Last couple of weeks, it's also when Russell Wilson just didn't have to throw a lot. 114 yards in a win against KC. Under 200 against Green Bay. Under 100 against KC again. So it's just 3 straight weeks where he hasn't thrown a ton. So obviously you're not going to see the numbers reflected in these receiving categories, but I'm still going with him over. I think Wilson's definitely going to have to throw for well over 200 yards, probably close to like 250 if they want to get the win, if not more. For our fourth prop, we are going back to Gabe Davis. I know he let us down last game, but my fourth favorite is going to be passing touchdown, going with 1+ for Russell Wilson. It's definitely going to hit in a push, I would say. I feel like it has a 80% chance to hit in a push. Get you at least 1. And with how bad the Bills' defense has been recently, they've been giving up points. They've been giving up yards. And Wilson, 1 touchdown. Definitely going to sign up for that. So that's my fourth. My fifth will go back to Gabe Davis at 37.5. He still played 93% of snaps last week. Still had 0 catches, which is crazy. He was just out there running around like Tony Snell. But this one against the Broncos, he's at home. He's done better at home this season. We just need 38 yards. We saw Shakir have a really good game last week, even back-to-back good games. But I'm still going to trust Gabe Davis. He's playing way more snaps, and he's had a better track record. And then the last one I'm going with Courtland Sutton. He plays the most snaps on the team at receiver. Jerry Jeudy is closely behind, 46.5. Definitely see him going 50+ if the Broncos are going to, if Wilson throws for 200+, I think a quarter is going to Sutton at least. Almost last week, 29 yards, and Wilson only threw for 94, or he threw for 114. So definitely going to have to throw for more. You can't really use the last few games for these receivers to expect how much they'll have today. Just got to look at the matchup and expect Wilson to have to throw more. So those are the 6 picks I'm looking at today. Definitely like Dalton Kincaid, Stephon Diggs. Think Williams going to have a good game. Got Russell Wilson, Gabe Davis, and Sutton. I stayed away from James Cook just because sometimes it's risky with the other running back, Murray, there. But I'm going to say that he's definitely a play. If you wanted to go to him, you can take maybe over 2.5 touchdowns for Josh Allen or his rushing yards. The Broncos are really bad against the rush as well. But these are the 6 I'm looking at. Best of luck. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all next time.